If your main problem is you're going out on dates, but it's just not going anywhere, man's not pursuing you, he's not taking charge, he's not taking interest, he's not planning, he's not doing the things that the man is supposed to do, this is your video. So like, comment, whatever it may be to stay on this side of TikTok, because I'm about to drop some bombs that no one's telling you about. Oh, and by the way, when you apply this, it works instantly. Now, as a woman, have you been raised to be this strong, independent woman, or has your environment made you that way? You know what I'm talking about, to work hard, to grind, to hustle, to be in fight or flight, to always be in your mind cerebrally solving problems. You like goals, you like plans, you like action. You've maybe even been labeled as intimidating. Here's the thing, everything I listed out is masculine energy. And the reason your love life isn't the way you want is because you're in your masculine energy. It's kind of like yin and yang, I want you to think of. When you're in your masculine, he can't be. Because think about it, you probably want a man that feels like a safe place, where you can shut off your brain, he can do the planning, he can do the executing, and you just get to relax and you get to be baby. You want him to take control, to have his stuff together, and to know that he wants you. The only issue with that is when you're in your masculine, he can't be. And he doesn't even really realize why or know why. And that's probably why his excuses don't make any sense to you. Because you're like, why can't you just plan? Why can't you just take initiative? And he's just like, Men are not inspired to be the man when you're in your masculine. And so I want you to imagine that every time you step into your masculine, you turn his attraction off. And that you're the one that's in charge of the light switch. So he can't go over there and turn it on. You have to turn yours off for him to turn his on. I have a really sick example if you stay until the end, so drop a sunflower right now to let me know who's listening and who's not. So both men and women both have masculine and feminine energy inside of them, but it depends on what they're activating as to whether or not they're receiving that of what they want. For women, if you're not receiving, it's because you're in masculine. Women are supposed to be being in order to attract. Imagine and think of the vibe, I get what I want just by existing. And it doesn't matter your race, your color, your ethnicity, your socioeconomic background, your weight, your height, anything else like that. When you tap into your feminine energy, men can't get enough of you. And you are the woman that every man wants. And you will be walking through town and men will literally break their necks trying to look at you. So it's got nothing to do with pretty privilege or anything like that. As a matter of fact, if you embody this more energetic technique, you're going to be able to pull men that are bigger, badder, above, and greater than the pretty privileged women. And he'll be obsessed with you and he won't even be able to tell you how or why. So let's summarize right here before we get into our big example. You're doing, you're hustling, you're fight or flight, you're grinding, your, authority is basically turning it off. That's what's throwing this whole thing off. So as a woman, you deserve to be baby. You deserve to be relaxed. You deserve to be leaning back and to have a man pursue you, want you, show up for you, claim you, adore you. So this is a little bit of me and my family's crude humor. If you don't like it and you're easily offended, get out now. I like the NBA. I'm an NBA enthusiast and I like the Celtics. But let's just characterize NBA players for a second. NBA players are whores. Let's just call an ace an ace. Let's just call a spade a spade. Let's just call a whore. So these uber successful men, they are in their male dominance in their career. That is, they've activated their masculine energy, doing, problem solving, working, handling really high intensity fight or flight scenarios. So they're the problem solver, they're the doer, they're the worker, they're doing all that stuff, right? Quintessential masculine energy, it's just oozing. However, in their dating life, they're in their feminine energy. Hear me out. They're laid back, they're receiving, they know their hot stuff, they're confident, they're Mr. Moneybags, and they know they can get all the bitches they want. Once again, me and my family's humor, before anybody gets their panties in a binge. They just know, deep down in their bones, they don't got to do anything to get anything they want. Which is why it would be harder to get a man like that to pursue, to chase, to plan, to commit. because they've acclimated into their feminine energy when it comes to their romantic life. Now, there's two different parts of them that a woman may or may not find wildly attractive. One, the dominance in their career, which is their masculine energy. But what's the thing that's even more attractive than that? Their feminine side, their laid back side, their receiving side, their confidence, their embodiment, their knowing, resting, surrendering, trusting. That's all feminine. Every person has the ability to switch in and out of masculine and feminine when it comes to their lives. And when you know how to switch out of one and into another in different scenarios, you have a game changer here. Because even a dominant man making hundreds of millions of dollars knows how to shift his energy based on his environment and based on his goals and what he desires out of that environment. He's activating two drastically different energies. For work, masculine. For dating, feminine. The issue with a lot of women is when it comes to their work life, their environment, or just their childhood, they've been conditioned into the masculine hustle, grind, doing, problem-solving situation. And it's drastically impacting their love life and their ability to attract a more masculine embodied man. A man who plans, a man who pursues, a man who claims you, a man who wants you, a man who adores you, who shows up and is like, that is my woman. Do you want that? I'm sure you do. Every woman does. Because women these days are not connected to their bodies. They're connected to their minds because they're in problem solving. They're in doing. They're not leaned back. They're not trusting. They're not surrendering. They're not embodied. They're not receiving. They're always working, always doing. They're not being the woman who knows she can pull any man in this room like an NBA player without even having to lift a finger. And I want to get this type of information in front of more good-hearted women to be able to master the art of receiving when it comes to your love life. I've already helped over 2,000 women master this and get rings on their finger. You can be the boss girl in your career, but you don't need to be that in your relationship. In May, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to master these energies and know how to switch out of one and into another, so that you can get one of these bad boys on your hands, just like all my clients. If you think this could be a problem that's stopping you, the link is in my bio to book a free strategy call. We'll figure out exactly where your love blockers are and what we need to do, more importantly, to shift it and make your love life look unrecognizable overnight.